What's up, Internet? I'm Matt Brickman. This is the 734 from WCCO. We know most of you are on your way to work or about to head out the door. Let's get you started with today's weather, and then we'll talk about that snow tomorrow. Today looks sunny, at least at the outset. Beautiful picture in downtown Minneapolis. A little bit cooler, though. And man, it's windy. You can see those gusts up to about 30 miles an hour, dropping the wind chill down to 34. You know what we didn't have to talk about these last couple of days? Wind chill. But here we go. Once again this morning, it's howling and it is pretty cool. You'll want a coat here early on. Sunshine should be the story throughout the day, and it'll be a little chillier than yesterday, but I expect us to get close to 60 at least this afternoon. And then here's what happens as the day goes on. Mostly sunny, and then a couple of clouds kind of come in late tonight. And then here's that next storm system. It should start out as rain in southwestern Minnesota. There's 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then it just kind of rolls across the southern third or so of the state. You can see the purple and the pink there, likely some snow mixing in, but most of it should stay south of the Twin Cities. So here's what the National Weather Service says. 3 to 9 inches in south central and southeastern Minnesota. Now that is a big range, and here's why. A lot of what falls initially should melt, right? So if it's not falling heavily enough, it should just be melting as it hits the roads. But if it gets going hard enough, 1 to 2 inches an hour, and I do think we'll see snowfall rates like that, it will stack up on top of itself. And I do think we could see quite a bit of slushy snow down in spots like Albert Lee and Owatonna, over in parts of Goodhue County and down into Rochester. Here in the Twin Cities, likely just some cold rain, and even the heaviest rain looks like it's going to miss us to the south as well. North Metro, you guys might stay dry on Saturday, and then Sunday it should be dry but still pretty cold, high of just 50 degrees. Okay, when you pay a quarterback $84 million like the Vikings just did with Kirk Cousins, you want to make sure he's got time to throw the ball, and that's what the Minnesota Vikings hoped they did last night.
With the 18th pick in the 2019 draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Garrett Bradbury.
Did that make you happy? Fans at US Bank Stadium love the pick. Garrett Bradbury is a center, so he'll snap the ball to Kirk Cousins, then try to keep the pass rushers off of him. Mike Zimmer, who we rarely see in a suit, had this to say.
We're obviously really excited to be able to get Garrett here, but this is a guy that's been on our radar for quite a while.
Fits everything from the criteria standpoint, not only positionally and schematically, but also the character, the passion for the game, the smarts, everything that we look for as we build this offensive line.
Rounds 2 and 3 of the draft are tonight, and what do you think the Vikings should do next? I feel like maybe just get 2 more offensive linemen. You want to see them keep building that line? You want a new quarterback? Maybe you hate Kirk Cousins. Maybe you just want another kicker. We did that. That didn't work out great. If you're watching on Facebook, let us know what you want the Vikings to do next. We'll read some through your best ideas coming up in a few minutes. A DNR officer who died on the job 1 week ago today will be laid to rest later today. Funeral services are happening in Pine City for Officer Eugene Wynn. The 43-year-old was thrown from a boat into Cross Lake last Friday. At the time, he and a Pine County deputy were responding to a possible body in the water. Wynn leaves behind his wife, daughter, and son. Visitation begins at 10:30 this morning at the Pine City Civic Center. Former Minneapolis police officer Mohammed Noor will again take the stand in his own defense this morning. He's accused of shooting and killing Justine Ruszczyk-Damon in July of 2017. She called 911 to report a possible sexual assault behind her home. Yesterday was the first time Noor has publicly spoken since the shooting. He went into detail on what happened when he and his partner pulled up to the scene, and after he fired a shot at Damon. Noor told the jury, quote, "It felt like my whole world was crashing down. I felt great anguish, couldn't breathe." The defense has 3 expert witnesses they may call after Noor. Court begins at 8:30 this morning. You can follow WCCO's coverage of the case on TV and online. Well, if you need some help getting your kids to all their activities and you don't have like 6 parents helping you, there's a ride share that can help. Hop, Skip, Drive is one of several kid shares. That's what they're calling them, kid shares, expanding in cities across the country. A driver will shuttle kids from school to sports practice or other after-school activities. Many of the kid-friendly rideshare apps have security features, right? You would expect this. They've got passwords for pickup, tracking rides in real time, fingerprint-based background checks, and in-person interviews for drivers. You can even meet some of the drivers ahead of time if you're a parent. Users say that's enough to sign up.
I thought about that, and I was like, you know, I don't know who his school bus driver is. How is that any different?
This is more like putting your child in a car with a highly vetted nanny that drives.
Now, Uber and Lyft, for comparison's sake, aren't allowed to give rides to kids who are by themselves. The most anticipated movie of the year is now showing. Avengers Endgame is the culmination of more than 20 Marvel films spanning the last 11 years. We're now just starting to hear people's reactions. This is what we heard outside the AMC at Rosedale overnight.
It was amazing. I thought just the cinematography and the whole, even the music behind it, it was just mind-blowing. And the 3D, oh, top of the shelf.
I've seen all of them, all the Marvel movies, yes. How would you rate this one, oh, you know you can go up to 1 to 10, right? It's a 15. It's really, really good. I really enjoy myself. I'm going to come back.
Me and Renee are like this. I saw it early. I loved it too. I mean, you can nitpick the little stuff, but it is quippy and funny and like really emotional at other times. If you've seen all these movies, if you're going into it with some high expectation, I think you're going to be satisfied. I will go full fanboy and give it 4 out of 4 stars.
I promise that you'll never find another like me.
Here's another thing to fanboy or fangirl about. Taylor Swift's new music video released at midnight. It's called Me with an exclamation point. Brendan Urie of Panic at the Disco, also with an exclamation point, is in this one. It is her first new music since the 2017 album Reputation. It's expected to be on the 7th studio album, which is forthcoming. All right, the Minnesota Vikings addressed one position of need last night, grabbing that new O-lineman, center Garrett Bradbury. But what should they do next? If you're a Vikings fan, you have an opinion on this one. Our digital guy, Cole, is here. Cole, you're a Vikings fan, right?
Yes,
What should they do?
I'm actually agreeing with a lot of the commenters here, which is more O-line help.
I honestly think it would be the most boring thing in the world,
yeah.
But if they went offensive lineman round 1, offensive lineman round 2, and offensive lineman round 3, I don't know if you get many complaints.
Yeah.
Just keep building that up, keep Kirk Cousins off of his butt, and give him some time to throw the ball to Thielen and Diggs, and we'll be all right.
Yeah, we have, so we had Melissa and Nate and some other people saying O-line, and we have Clark saying just pick the best athlete available, play them one game at a time, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, his coach speak cliches already.
Yeah.
One game at a time, he's got to take this play-by-play, we're not looking at the whole season.
Yeah, then we have Wes saying the Vikings should select a QB of the future because Kirk Cousins isn't the long-term solution. Wow.
Who is this? Who said that?
Wes
is my buddy. I love that. Maybe Kirk will be great. Maybe he'll beat a team with a winning record this year.
Steve saying a new coach.
I don't know if the draft is really the place to address that one. All right, thanks everybody for your feedback. That is it for now for the 734 from WCCO. Time when most of the Twin Cities are on the go. Make us part of your morning routine. We'll be back here on Monday at 7:34. Until then, have a great weekend and be nice to each other on the internet.